Good afternoon, folks. Today we're going to talk about different frequencies that are on MECC. Now, some of these are now depreciated, meaning they no longer are in existence, and some are. But now, before we get onto that, we're gonna talk about the history of MECC. This is technically what this is all about: the history of MECC and Franklin County area, Franklin County frequencies. Now, Columbus. MECC is pretty much what Columbus. It stands for Metropolitan Emergency Communications Center. This is what it stands for. Now, it consists of MECC IC1, MECC IC2, MECC IC3, and MECC IC4. 4 different ICs. Incident Command is what IC stands for. Then there's MECC Stage, MECC Center, which is where it mostly gets dispatched off of. Then before any of that even occurred, it was just MECC. Then there's MECC Fireground 1, MECC Fireground 2, MECC Fireground 3, and MECC Fireground 4. Well, actually, I don't think MECC Fireground 3. I don't think it goes any higher than that. Then you got MECC EMS 1, MECC EMS 2. That's as high as it goes. Now, before MECC ever came around, literally everything in Franklin County fell under Columbus. First, you had every single Columbus fire station. At one time, there was not a 35th Columbus firehouse. Then you had station, but now we go back to the old times before this. Back in 2004, Jefferson, Mifflin, and Plain Township created MECC. Those 3 all entered the MECC system. Station 121. Obviously, that's 121. Then 131, which is Mifflin. That was the main purpose of it. Was there? They seceded from Columbus talk. They just got their own section. Then you got 141, which is Jefferson. And then you had the city of Charo, and then Fairfield County. We'll talk about the Fairfield County section. Then in Fairfield County, you had Violet Township, which was a part of Fairfield County. Then they got an idea to secede. MECC needed 3 additional departments to secede, to expand. They wanted to expand, and sure enough, they did. They got Churl. Actually, before we got to Churl, they had Whitehall, which is station 151, Churl, 161, and then Violet, station 591. Because Whitehall said no. Hamilton Township said, no, we're not seceding. We're not leaving Columbus. Neither did Pleasant at the time. Neither did Pleasant Township and Columbus region. We're not talking about Fairfield County. We're talking about Franklin County. They didn't want to leave, so they stayed. So they looked down to Violet, and Violet said, we'll enter. Offer us lots of money, we'll jump. And sure enough, they did. They took the money. They went with the money. And sure enough, that's where they went. And that was back in 2006. And that is how MECC expanded. So there you have MECC. Now you have the Southwest version. Now we go to the Southwest. You have Pleasant, Prairie, and Jackson Townships in the Southwest region. In the Northwest, you have Worthington, Washington, Norwich, and Grandview Heights. All those fire departments. Washington Township and Norwich Township, Grandview Heights, and Worthington. Then Westerville's their own entity. Oh, and Upper Arlington, too. But Upper Arlington, at one point, had their own entity. Was also their own entity. They had UA EMS, UA Dispatch, UA Fireground, and UA IC. Interesting how that stuff worked. Now, Norwich Township, Station 81, 82 and 83 is like the western part of the county. Western part of Franklin County. Then you have Upper Arlington, which is kind of north central. Now, Clinton Township, which is another separate entity, but there's some counties, there's some townships that still operate on Columbus Firegrounds, but yet are not necessarily their own entity, but still operate in Columbus, like Hamilton Township, Franklin Township, Clinton Township, and Clinton Township, mostly. Those three pretty much will operate on their own channels. And Madison Township. Those four operate on Columbus Firegrounds when it comes to anything. Columbus is pretty much all shrunk when it comes to that. Then you have the quarries. Now when it comes to the Worthington, Washington Township, Norwich Township, Grandview Heights, and Upper Arlington fire departments who operate on Northwest EMS, they don't operate on, they got their own PA system, but that's operated out of Delaware County. Now, the PA system that they use is operated out of, the only part that you'll ever hear out of Franklin County is Northwest PA. That's the only one you'll ever hear out of Franklin. All the rest of it is out of Delaware County. That's Northwest Dispatch, Northwest FD Delcom 1, Del 1, TAC 1, TAC 2, Fireground 3, Fire TAC 1, TAC 3, Ops, Alert. This is all Northwest. Northwest EMS 1, Northwest EMS 2, Fireground 1, Fireground 2, TAC 1, TAC 2, Northwest Dispatch. Now we go to like how later we'll discuss like then the Southwest we have, and there's plenty more. Other than the depreciated UA dispatch system, you have the Southwest Dispatch, Southwest EMS, then you have the Southwest Ops, Southwest Fireground, Southwest TAC, Southwest Fireground 2, Southwest Fireground 3, Southwest Stage, Southwest TAC 2, Southwest Fireground 4. That's literally how they all go. Now, it'll be interesting to see how all these will go when you see all of them work out. Now, with these done, we're going to talk about how MECC interacts with Columbus fire departments. Who they interact with. Washington Township, they're all over the place. And then we'll talk about how Fairfield County will operate. We'll talk about how each county operates. And MECC itself has a protocol, kind of like how every county has its own protocol, but MECC has its own protocol. Just like Columbus Fire has its own protocol. But its only difference is it expanded into Licking County, all of Licking County, even in its own fire departments, and it's all the way around different townships across the board, all the way down to the right. Walnut, Richland, Bremen, and Pleasant. All those townships. And Lancaster. And we'll talk about how it all works. I'll show you the map in my room about how that works. It's a very entertaining map. It'll be an interesting showcase for you. Well, with that being said, I got some weather I gotta follow. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Peace. Hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications. With that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.